For those of you just watching the segment instead of watching the whole show, we just finished talking about the top 10 most anticipated films of this summer, as surveyed by over 6,000 movie fans on Fandango. And to a lot of people's surprise, the number one most anticipated film was Toy Story 5. Number 2 was Spider-Man. Number 3 was Devil Wears Prada. Number 4, The Odyssey, so on and so forth. But one of the most notable films missing on that list that did not get voted on by the fans, I mean, it was voted on, but didn't make it onto the top 10 list, was a Star Wars movie. Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is coming out soon, failed to get on the top 10 most anticipated. I don't know that that's ever happened. I don't know that there's ever been we're not even talking about all of 2026. We're just talking about the summer. Just the summer of 2026. And The Mandalorian and Grogu did not make it onto the top 5 or top 10 of movie fans most anticipated of the summer, getting beaten out by movies like Supergirl and Mortal Kombat and Insidious and Minions and Devil Wears Prada 2, all to be not on that list. And Rob, I think that is a staggering wake-up call. I think it's a staggering wake-up call. And I attribute this to two things. And I want to know what you think about this. The two things I attributed this to is, number one, it speaks just to the current status of Star Wars. I mean, yeah, we got Andor, which is the best thing Star Wars has ever produced since the original trilogy. But in, recent memory, we also had Obi-Wan, and we had Ahsoka, and we had, what's the one we just had? We had the Acolyte. Oh, the Acolyte. And we had Boba Fett. And we had, the reality, and with the last movie we had in theaters was The Rise of Skywalker, which was, to quote Harrison Ford in Shrinking.
7 years ago, too.
7 years ago now. Incredible.
Sheesh.
So it's been 7 years. And so I think the first culprit we look at when seeing that this Mandalorian and Grogu, a Star Wars film, not even being on the top 10, is a commentary on the current status of Star Wars. And the fact that it's been 7 years since we've had a film. And I think the second thing we attribute this to is something that I've talked about ever since they announced this movie. Nobody looks at this as a movie. Everybody just sees this as the TV show. That might be fair and that might be unfair, but I think it's reality. Mm-hmm. It's a glorified fourth season of the TV show.
Yeah.
And not everybody watched the TV show. So you've instantly kind of alienated everybody there. And it's not like we were coming off a strong foot. We're coming off easily of the weakest seasons of Mandalorian, with season 3, which was not very good, had some good highlights, had some really good highlights, as a matter of fact, but overall it was not a good season. So they're just taking a TV show and putting it on the big screen when we're coming off easily its weakest season. You combine that with the current status of Star Wars, and I'm still surprised that a Star Wars movie did not make the top 10 most anticipated list. But I'm not shocked when you think about that. Anyway, Rob, you saw this. Star Wars did not, even just for the summer, it couldn't get on the top 10 most anticipated list. How big of a deal is that? And what do you attribute it to?
I think it's a big deal. And I'll tell you, though, when I've gone and pretty much seen a double feature almost every week. I'm going to see Exit 8 tonight, the Japanese horror film based on my video game.
I heard about that.
It's open. I'm going to see that in another film. But so I go to Irvine. I've been going to the Regal, the Irvine Spectrum. So they
great
have
theater.
Great
theater.
They have a collection of TV of trailers, and they showed spots for the new Taylor Sheridan series that Michelle Pfeiffer is in.
Oh yeah.
So
and isn't Kurt Russell in that one as well?
Yeah. So it's called Madison or something. So they'll show that, and I'm watching that trailer, and it's for a TV show, and it will be followed up by the Mandalorian theatrical trailer. So I'm watching two things, and I was thinking about this the other day. There is no delineation. It does say only in theaters. It says forged for theaters or forged for IMAX.
Yeah.
I don't think people are paying much attention. I think you look at that trailer looks like a TV show. There's nothing about it
It's just images.
that looks any different from what we've been watching on TV. You know, it's the trailer starts out with "Don't touch that button." I mean, we're still playing that joke for 3 seasons where Grogu where Grogu should be like a total badass now. He should not be acting. And you're looking at this, and I'm watching this going,
Well, he is still a baby.
he's 50 years old.
But for that species,
Yeah, no,
he's still a baby.
I know, but I want to see when I'm watching it. I'm watching the same jokes I saw on TV.
Right.
There's nothing necessarily. There's no scope to it. You know, you're watching Sigourney Weaver. She's sitting in what looks like Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen's house. You know, I mean, it's obviously a little bigger. Maybe it's the bar from the first. I don't know, but when you're watching this, there's nothing about it that screams, "This is a theatrical experience. This is a bigger experience than what you've seen." Seems like the same thing. And I guess that's not a bad thing. But even this, it's not like it's the arena in Dune where we met Fade
Right.
Routha, you know, where you're outside and there's a black sun streaming down and there's why isn't this like the Boonta Eve pod race from episode 1? Why are we looking at this tiny little thing? Like, show me a huge arena with all these screaming people.
Because it's an underground fight club, Rob.
I guess
It's
so.
an underground fight club.
Yeah, and the
I mean,
first rule of Fight Club is
This
you don't
is the-
talk about it.
This is
so
the
no one knows.
Star Wars universe, man. I want to see big. I don't want to see. I mean, look at this. What's in the background? Where is he standing? I don't know.
He's in a dark place, Rob.
I guess so. I
Metaphorically
just don't
speaking.
think. I don't think people when they're. I just know in the theater, unless you're paying attention, that it's forged for IMAX, and even the ad stuff doesn't look. It looks pulpy. I understand where they're going with it, but it doesn't look like it's a theatrical event to me.
No. And I remember people kind of guffawed at me a bit when I said, listen, it can go over. It can. But I think Mandalorian and Grogu is going to have a struggle to get to 500 million.
I do too. Unless it's really good.
Which for a lot of movies, 500 million is amazingly great. But we're talking about a Star Wars film. And I'm not saying it should be $1 billion film, but I think it's going to struggle to get to 500 million. And now we're getting these fan things showing us that they're not looking forward to it. They're looking forward to Insidious and Scary Movie and Mortal Kombat 2 more than they're looking forward to this. Listen, the one reason I still have faith in the movie, I've said this before, is Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Like, as long as he's doing it, I'm going to hold out hope for it. 100%. I'll be there. But from day one, I thought making this as your first movie in 7 years in theaters, just an extension of one of your TV shows, a TV show that, by the way, kind of fell off the rails at the end. I've never understood the wisdom behind this. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Mando. Spring is in the air, and I gotta tell you, I am pumped to get back outside and start using the pool more. But let's be honest, warmer weather also means one thing: sweat. That's why I've been using Mando whole body deodorant, and guys, this stuff is amazing. Now look, I've tried a lot of deodorants over the years, but Mando is different because you can literally use it anywhere. I'm talking pits, chest, feet, even those hard to reach areas. And what surprised me the most is how well it actually works. So for me, what I personally love the most, it doesn't just cover up odor, it actually stops it before it starts. Mando was created by a doctor who saw how normal body odor was being misdiagnosed and mistreated, and they built this to actually solve the problem. It's clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours, and I can tell you from using it, it delivers. So here's the deal, guys. Don't just mask it. Mando it. Head to shopmando.com and get 20% off with my code Campea. That's code CAMPEA at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide. Again, go to shopmando.com, use the code Campea, and get 20% off. Support the show and stay fresh out there. Trust me, Mando's got you covered. Anyway, guys, question is for you. Are you surprised that The Mandalorian and Grogu, a Star Wars film, didn't even get onto the top 10 most anticipated list for this summer out of the Fandango survey that surveyed 6,000 average movie fans? I'm surprised, but maybe we shouldn't be. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.